Welcome back to video number 3. Of course, we have another update on this whole jam debacle. Let's jump in. Let's get there. Let's go. I want to start off by saying a big thank you to Jennifer, who sent me this card all the way from Germany. She said that looks like Finn on the front, and I agree. She also sent me Canadian dollar notes from the early 90s when they used to print the bills. I think that's also pretty cool. Thank you so much. That's going right into my collection. Next up, somebody keeps sending me cat food for Tigger and Toodles, and I thank you kindly. However, Toodles can eat this, Tigger cannot. So for people that keep saying, I want to buy things for your pets, I have now created an Amazon wish list. You have the cat food, the cat litter, the cat toys, dog treats, a couple of things for myself, which I actually don't expect anybody to purchase, but there it is in the Amazon wish list. Let's move on now. One of my subscribers, Susan, sent me this picture. She said she lives in Sussex and she saw this jam while she was in town. And she said that the strawberry jam there didn't have Sussex written on it. That's interesting. All right, let's jump into our story for today. Let's go. To start with, we already saw the articles that came out that said that Meghan was not going to be cooking in her own home. Nobody was surprised. It was the same thing with the Netflix docuseries. They filmed in a home that was up for sale. It was somebody else's house, and that person had made their money by bilking military veterans out of their benefits and out of their money. Go figure. So yes, Meghan's not going to cook in her own home. So it didn't take long till we found out what house Meghan was using to film this show, because the film crews and tents were lining the driveway of a property that's worth $5 million. Less than half of what her property is worth. Interesting. Now, the house is set in the middle of 8 acres on avocado and lemon groves. Yeah, they have their own avocado and lemon groves surrounding their house. The home belongs to Tom and Sherry Kippola. Apparently, they're very big in the Montecito social scene, and they give a lot of money to good causes, including the Storyteller Center, which is a therapeutic preschool for children facing adversities. They have hosted fundraisers for that center at the same home where Meghan is currently cooking in the kitchen. He's 75, she is 69. They have 2 adult children. And apparently, according to the article, they have a property portfolio worth more than $20 million. Has in it, in the portfolio, 24 buildings in Los Angeles and Santa Barbara. They also, by the way, run a physical therapy practice that last year boasted sales in excess of $1.3 million. When they were asked about what was going on at the house, they declined to answer anything. Now, as you can see, they did get the correct permits to film, but I have yet to see anything from the Santa Barbara health inspector where they went and took a look at the kitchen to make sure that it met the standards for cleanliness. And Meghan was also seen at this floral place, apparently all day, probably picking out flowers to put around the kitchen while she, cooks. Now, some interesting things have happened. Let's cover them. Well, we know that Charles's stuff is selling out crazy. So, of course, an unnamed person, an unnamed source says that every fruit that Meghan used in her jam was grown in her mansion. However, the fruit used in King Charles's High Grove organic strawberry preserve is brought in from elsewhere. That's what they're saying. But we already know that that's not true. Everything that he sells comes from the Duchy of Cornwall estate. Everything. Not to mention that his stuff sells for $6, $7 a jar, and every penny goes to charity, where Meghan's stuff is supposedly very expensive, according to this blind item, and everything goes into her pocket. Interesting. Yeah, well, we know where that money's going. Meghan doesn't give anything to charity. The only thing she gives to charity is money that people donate to Archwell to give to charity. She and Harry don't give a dime of their own money, ever. Okay, so anyway, we know that it was reported that Meghan gave 50 jars numbered 1 through 50 out to several people, and we saw them put up these very cheesy, ridiculous photos on Instagram. We love your jam. And that last picture was taken by Nacho's wife, and now Nacho has gotten into it, and they're saying that the promotion by Nacho is cringe and forced, and I happen to agree. Here is the picture that he put up. First of all, he's got the smallest of the smallest bite in his mouth. He hasn't got a smile on his face. He doesn't look like he's enjoying it. And when you look a little closer, who knew that he was missing teeth? And I mean, I'm sorry, he should have just stayed out of it. I mean, really, guys, it's just, okay. So here's what I'm saying about all of this. Supposedly, 3 or 4 people have put up their pictures. And remember, supposedly she sent out 50 jars, and we have only seen a few of those jars. So the question now is, who did she send the jars to? And why haven't the other 47 people put up their Instagram posts praising the jam? Or did she really only send out 4 jars of jam and she labeled them that way to make it think she sent out 50 when in actuality she didn't? Because we know they don't always tell the truth about everything. I agree with this Twitter user. No celebrity wants to post the same thing that other people posted earlier in the week. I completely agree. Now, somebody has been making a list of everybody that's been putting out a jar so far. And another jar popped up, and it was Kelly McKee. I don't know how to say her last name, Jaffin. She's the one that was pictured in the Alliance for Moms pictures with Meghan. I got to tell you, the more they post it, the less I want to buy it. I mean, I'm sorry. Now, in the middle of all this, they're saying that somebody bought, they're saying hijacked before is what they said, but it's the same thing. Somebody bought the UK domain name for Meghan Markle's new brand, but they directed it to an anti-poverty charity. So, and they put up a message that said, hope Meghan won't mind. Okay? They're calling them a cyber squatter. They're saying forgiveness, permission, please donate to the Trussell Trust. Then it linked to a Just Giving page in support of the well-known UK food bank charity. The whole thing says, not Meghan, hope Meghan won't mind. Yeah, thoughts with Catherine, that's what it says. Well, this has been so, successful. They've raised over £11,000. And somebody actually said, this is such a worthy cause, the Sussexes would no doubt approve of it. Now, you should know the Trussell Trust is the UK's leading food bank charity. It supports a network of 1,200 food banks across the country. Now, the trust sent a statement to Business Insider and said the charity is not connected with this website domain. We have no knowledge of who set it up, but the trust will accept any donations that ensue, saying that the money raised would not meet the requirement for rejection. Well, why not? People are giving money. Now, the question is who bought it. There's a rumor that Lady C bought it, but we don't know that for a fact. But whoever did it, you are dang smart. That's all I got to say. The attacks that Meghan and her cult have made on Charles and on the products, you should know have had absolutely no effect whatsoever. The stuff is flying off the shelves. And I'm really wondering what the royal family did to her that would make her even want to attack the organic farm that Charles is, got. It's a well-known fact that Meghan likes to copy everything from style to clothing. Everything is a copy. So the Daily Mail went and took a look at some of the upscale local businesses that Meghan goes to on a regular basis, and it would appear that she has copied her stuff from the local shops. Why am I not surprised? And these stores sell everything from food to decorations to dog products. Everything you could want is being sold in that area, which is why I think Meghan has come up with this huge list of products, and she's trying to cover everything from dog food to jelly or jam or marmalade or whatever it is you want to call it. I mean, it really makes you wonder when she goes around and she's looking at all these products and she's thinking, well, I could put that on my website. Ooh, I could put that on my website too. Hey, I wonder if I could sell this. I wonder if I could sell that. You know what I mean? It's not just, let's stick with one thing. She wants it all. So back to the jam again. People are talking about when people say it was sourced in Montecito, that could be anything. Sourced from a factory, from a farm, from a bruised fruit bargain bin in the Montecito Tesco? Was the jam grown, harvested, and hand-picked in a local strawberry patch? Did Meghan herself get the berries, measure the sugar, put in the pectin, skim the scum? Like, there's no detail and it's all very vague. Did those strawberries come frozen from outside of the United States, where 65 of 100 samples of the most contaminated produce were imported, and 52 of those came from Mexico, and the most highly contaminated imports were strawberries? Now, we know this whole ARO is being compared to other people, and one of them is Martha Stewart. And Martha Stewart, reports are, is very unhappy. She dislikes being compared to Meghan Markle. Reports are that Martha Stewart is really tired because people ask her all the time how she feels about Meghan's venture. And she says it's irritating and insulting that she's being compared to Meghan, who she says is a rookie. Martha has seen hundreds of people like Meghan Markle come and go, and they all come in with the same self-inflated hype, only to find out it's a whole new ball game when it comes down to brass tacks. This is not the first time Martha Stewart has come up against a competitor. She took a swipe at Goop, Gwyneth Paltrow, back in 2014, because Martha Stewart accused Gwyneth Paltrow of trying to mimic her, saying she just needs to be quiet. She's a movie star, and if she were confident in her acting, she wouldn't be trying to be Martha Stewart, because Martha Stewart spent decades building her brand. Exactly. The article says if Meghan thinks she can come along and replicate without having any experience simply because she's married to a prince, that she better think again, and Martha doesn't think she's going to succeed. I gotta be honest, I don't either. Now, let's not forget that one of the things about it is supposed to be friendship. Remember, it's the joys of cooking, gardening, entertainment, and friendship. And people are like, how is she going to focus on friendship when she dumps everybody the second she gets everything from them that she can get? We've seen it. She has dumped most of her pre-Harry friends as well as her entire family, of course, except for Doria, who she wheels out whenever she needs some, a boost in her ratings. She also lured Harry away from his old friends. She has such a reputation for defriending people that they're calling it Markled. It's in the Urban Dictionary. So they're saying it's very hypocritical for someone who dumps her friends faster than anybody else to lecture people on friendship. Because disposing of people once you have no use for them anymore is just not nice. All right, guys, don't forget to go down into the description box where you'll find the links to my Twitter, my Gettr, my Rumble, my Amazon wish list, my email, my Patreon, a physical address. Don't forget to hit the like button and the subscribe button. If you've donated anything to my coffee fund, thank you so much. And as always, you guys, have a great day.